Ms. Dinismo.
Mr. and SPS, I have two clarifications. One is still continuing on the SSO issue. How do you, now that the landscape is going to be more SSO-centric, how do we ensure that and work with very good SSOs before, but how do you ensure that they have the muscle and the influence and even properly resourced to be able to coordinate all the various many helping hands together? You know, and because some of the players might be, okay, more compliant VWOs, but some are really people who just want to do their own stuff. You know, how do you ensure that things actually can change, you know? Because in some of our constituencies, some of us MPs are trying to play that role, you know, and sometimes we're successful and sometimes we're not. So that's my question. How do we ensure they have the muscle and the support and the resource to do so? My second one is to do with enabling master plan. It sounds like things are, based on SPS's update, things are really all in order, a lot in order. But the Enabling Master Plan has, the latest one, has 4 key thrusts, I think 9 strategic directions, and 20 recommendations. So I wonder if there's a way by which, and a lot of us contributed to it, including members of the public, you know, more than 400, 500. And so I'm wondering if there's a more structured and systematic way by which this plan can be updated. You know, there are targets set, some may be basic targets, some can be stretch targets. And of course, we know plans are plans, these are 5-year plans, things might change. How can there be a better, a more systematic and structured way to update the ground? So that's one. The second was I brought up 3 key gaps, and I chose the gaps because, or the examples, because I think they are quite genuine and real. One is the respite program that is about to be terminated, you know, because it's pilot. The second one is what the deaf community has asked for, a preschool model that is something like the Mayflower that MOE has started. And the third one is on sheltered enterprises, not just social enterprises, which are really quite important for those who are more severe, but, you know, can do some light duty work instead of sending them to day activity centers. So I'd like to ask the Minister and SPS's update on this.
I thank the member for her questions. I think the road ahead is not going to be easy. Putting in policies, getting agencies to make sure that they provide good service, that they assist people within the schema of their portfolio. I think that's already one task that in Singapore our agencies do well, reasonably well. Always room to improve, but reasonably well comparatively. Wanting to coordinate across agencies, making each frontline counter provide information beyond what they already do will be something that we need to push on for many years to come and continuously refresh as officers come and go, join or retire. So this will be a continuous work in progress and it will take time. But I firmly believe, and many people in the social service sector and also many people in this house whom I've spoken to believe that if we really want to make that difference, especially for those who are stuck in very difficult situations because of complex series of problems that beget them, I think we really need to center around the individual, not erode their aspiration to also want to play a part in solving their problems long term, but make sure we scaffold and assist them. It will not be easy. There will be hits and misses. We will succeed, but we will also fail case by case. And we need to always recognize that when we make mistakes, we don't coordinate so well, do it after action review and see how we can make it better, and make the next case better managed. The member talked about the landscape in future being more SSO-centric. I'm wary to want to continue that mindset that the future is an SSO-centric one. Because we started off with many helping hands and we want to have many helping hands working hand in hand, and we have SSOs that work on the ground together with community partners and sense making the issues on the ground. Now we are trying to have the SSO play a little bit more of a coordinative role, providing information about needs on the ground, and supporting individuals by marshalling themselves or through a lead agency identified for a particular case to assist. In the social service sector and in the realm of volunteerism, I think none of us, and no volunteer, no VWO would feel very encouraged if they were to be told to operate like automatons. Everyone gives because they have the desire to want to contribute. They give of their own free will. That's why they're called volunteers. And so even as we try to provide more holistic support to individuals through case coordination, the key is to retain and to in fact strengthen the autonomy and desire of those, including VWOs, who wish to do good. But enable them with information, with data, enable them by partnering each other and with us and the SSOs to better provide support. I think we want to strike a balance and make sure that we strengthen the social service sector and volunteering sector, but at the same time, secure better outcomes for those in need. In terms of ensuring that our SSOs get the muscle and the resource and the influence to be able to achieve greater outcomes, this is something we need to work with internally, but also work through the network I talked about on the ground. And so this is a work in progress, but it involves building a network comprising many existing networks. It's not a high-tech solution necessarily. If I know you and I'm from one FSC and I'm from another FSC, and we can find a way to work together to better help this family, it is that personal touch and that willingness to communicate that can sometimes make that difference to the family. On your point about the enabling master plan, I share the members' anxiety that having participated very actively in producing a very important roadmap to strengthen and enable Singaporeans with disability, that the member and others who are heavily involved in the process would like to know where are we. There is no time nor space during clarification to provide a full update, but I assure the member and others that we will provide a proper update. We will involve the sector in the implementation, and we will continue to hear from you, listen to you, and work alongside you. On the 3 points the member raised on respite program, pilot terminating, whether apart from the Mayflower program, we will be able to work with people with hearing impairment to do pilots in preschool, as well as sheltered enterprises in the community. These are all details that we will work very closely with the member on and with the disability sector on.